Now, who has a wonderful story that they know well? You might not tell the whole, you probably won't tell the whole story, but we'd like to just give us, but you have to be able to say, say it again. Or I might say it again. Well, I'm always instructed to ask for NSA members before guests, because I was told off when I was coaching too many people that weren't members once. I learned my lesson. So first of all, I ask any NSA member, when he goes, okay, come on down. Not the one that's up in real life story. Okay, good.
Not ready.
Well,
no, I'm not going to say that.
All right. So the speech is...
You said you wanted a story.
I want a story, but we have to put it within context.
Okay, the context is concern about money.
Good. And fine. So would this be the opening or would it be in the speech?
This could be the opening or this could be in the speech.
Because a good story can go in multiple places. All right. Now you might not do the whole thing, but just start. Okay, good.
It was It was about 7 o'clock.
Okay, stop there. It's never about 7 o'clock, because no one's checking. It was 7:05 or it was 7. It's never kind of, sort of, or maybe. It is exactly. It was 7 o'clock.
You want me to do this or not?
Well, you understand.
I understand.
We're going to analyze each sentence. Or when I hear something, I'm going to tell you now. 5 minutes later, I won't remember. And I'd rather do a few little ones. You won't tell the whole story. But that's the valuable principle. It's never around. It is. Okay, good.
It was early in the morning on July in Hawaii. I had an opportunity to speak and play tennis with a famous restaurateur out of Tennessee.
Okay, stop there. Now, not bad. What we are looking at is theatrical choices. Why don't you say, imagine how excited I felt? That's foreshadowing the emotion. Imagine how excited I felt. I had the opportunity to talk to and play tennis with. So you deliver your line in phrases, and you're letting us know this was exciting, unless you hang out with really famous people all the time.
I'm with you. It was,
Yeah, okay.
did you want to start over?
Okay.
It was early in the morning, and a crisp July morning, and imagine my excitement for being able to play tennis with one of Tennessee's largest restaurateurs. This man had made more money than I will ever make in a lifetime, and I had the opportunity to pick his brain.
Okay, good. Now, you never start with a masterpiece. You start with something and put it under the microscope. So that last line was...
And I had the opportunity to pick his brain.
Yeah, but before that...
I don't recall what I said.
Well, he was the richest...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you said, I imagine... There was an extra couple of eyes I didn't think needed to be there. So you say, imagine my excitement. He was a man, a legend in Tennessee, a restaurateur who'd made more money than most. Well, compare it to, he might have been on the Forbes 50, but he made more money in the last year than I will probably make in a lifetime. And this was my chance to pick his brain.
And he made more money last year than I will make in a lifetime.
All right, now, one of the principles Most of the time would be as a setup. Last year, he made more money than I'm making in a lifetime. That's the punch phrase. Either way would work, but my bias is the punch phrase is more money.
At the end of one of the sets, we sat down, and he told me something I will never, ever forget. He said, "Randy, I've made a lot of money in my life. I can't believe it.
At the end of the first set, we were sitting having a lemonade, and he said, I want to see, where were you? Make it more visual. At the end of the first set, we were wiping our brows. What were you doing?
We're sitting under a tree.
Okay. So at the end of the set?
Yeah.
At the end of the set, we're standing under a tree.
Trying to think of the exact words that he said.
Now, in real life, you think of the exact words, and you might edit them down and make them even more dramatic. But you always go back to what did they actually say? Because people say more interesting things than we can write.
And as we sat there, drinking a lemonade, he said, "Randy, I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life. But thank God, they've all been financial."
Oh, good, good, good. Give him a hand. What Randy did is a very important lesson when you are putting dialogue into your presentations, and that is, it's a great technique to put your name in. So it's very obvious to you and the other person who's speaking. Good. Now that is, don't we want to hear what happened? We want to hear more. So that's a good story. And the secret I recommend is to talk them or have your presentations transcribed and then look down and see if there are any words you can edit, if there are any times you can make it involve the audience more, make it about the character, and tell more in dialogue. Good. So we have stories, characters, dialogue, dramatic lesson learned, situation, the beginning, solution, success, day in the life, something happens, and the result of that is, and the result of that is. Good. All right. At this point, does anyone else want to give me the first few lines of this story? All right, good. Would you like to come up here?
Yes, is that okay?
Well, yes. We had a paid-up member. Now we'll have a guest. We honor our guests. We want you to come back. You are the lifeblood of our chapter. Good. Let's give her a hand. Thank you. And what is the presentation that you give?
Okay, so the context is in marketing. So I'm explaining how marketing extends to audiences that we're not even aware of. So I'm telling a story about, I'm taking my son to Wheeler Farm, which is a public park.
All right, good. Now, is this in a conversation or formal presentation? Okay, how many people in the audience?
300.
All right, 300. So you certainly should be a member if you're speaking to 300 people at once. Is this the beginning of your speech, you're picking it up in between?
It's in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, so I say,
No, use the words, begin the story, and I'll let you hold the mic.
all right. So I take my son to Wheeler Farm, and we go over to the duck pond, and I say to him, "Sweetie, what do ducks say?" And he says, "Aflac." So I'm explaining how marketing extends to audiences.
Perfect. Perfect.